Hi. Hello there. It's me, the Finalmouse ULX. But is it any good? Well, let's find out. I've been told by the internet that you guys like unboxings. You guys like unboxings? Here you go. Unboxed. Great. So the ULX is very, very light, but you already knew that. That's nothing special. Or is it? I don't know. Let's try to hate on this mouse, shall we? What's wrong with it? There's gotta be something wrong. I don't like it. So what do I think about the shape? It retains that form factor that we all know and love. And yet is very, very light. So the volume to weight ratio, or the density, is incredibly low. Very good. Great. Wonderful. But I don't like it for some reason. Okay. It's pretty good. You know, it's ambidextrous. Look at that. Look! The scroll wheel! It's in the middle! Will wonders never cease? But how does it fare against the competition? Well, you see, on this guy, I kind of like how the inside edge flares in, so you can maintain a closer grip, getting a little bit closer to that, you know, that pen grip that Rocket Jump Ninja is talking about for very precise movements. Have you seen that video he put out? It's freaking crazy. The guy got to level 1 billion with a freaking pen. Awesome. Anyway, this shape is, I think, a little bit nicer in the hand. I wish that these sides flared in a little bit more. But other than that, it's fine. So let's talk about the faults. Ooh, yeah. Okay, check this out. Oh my God! It flexes a little bit. Unacceptable! It must die! But check it out. If you use it like, you know, a mouse, then you never put any pressure there. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Not a problem. But wait, there's more. Oh, what about that side flex, that side creak? Oh, it has some of it. You see, it has it. Look at this. Can you hear it? It makes a little creaking noise. It's very slight, but it is there. It is not perfect, so I hate it. Yeah, the thing is, with a mouse this light, like, for real, check this out. You can use it with one finger. If I had, like, some, like, nail implants, like 2 little claws that came out, like 2 little horns, that I could click left and right mouse button, I could click heads with just one finger. For real, though. Pen guy, get fucked. This is the new meta. If you're gripping your mouse that tight, that you can hear that little bit, again, that tiny bit of creaking. If you're holding it that tightly, guess what? You're doing it wrong. It takes a light touch to click heads. And speaking of light, these clicks are lighter than this. This takes a little bit more force to click, a little more chonky. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the finer things. Now, let's talk about the scroll wheel. So check this out. Now versus the Viper. So the Viper is quieter. Ooh. It must be better then, right? Well, you see, it's smoother and quieter because it's slightly heavier. You see, the more mass it has, the easier it turns, the more it maintains its inertia on every click, and so the feel is nicer. On the ULX, it's lighter, so it's kind of chonkier because there's less mass. It doesn't conserve its momentum after every click, so it's sort of more chonky. But satisfying. Good. Okay. I don't like it. So let's talk about scroll wheels. Can we talk about scroll wheels? So back in the day, using the Logitech G5, we used to be able to nudge the scroll wheel left and right. It wasn't just mouse click. This was one input. You could scroll. This is one. This is another. So it's 1, 2, 3. But there used to be 4 and 5. You could actually get 5 inputs out of this, almost like a hat switch on a joystick. Nowadays, they got rid of it. I don't know why. It makes me a little bit angry, but that's okay. I really wish they'd bring it back, because it gives you more inputs while maintaining the same form and function that we all love of just the classic mouse. Yeah, your button here, your button here, your this, your that, and then you can just kind of nudge right and left to get extra clicks. That would be great. But this mouse, you can activate the mouse scroll button wheel lock thing by just nudging it to the right. You couldn't do this on the last Legend. On the last Legend, this motion here kind of sucked. You had to lift your hand off that head clicker, put it on here, and give it a good old click. And that amount of time, well, that's when I'm dying. We can't have that. It's much easier if you can just sort of give it a little nudge. So you can click heads, nudge, nudge, fire an ability off, something like that. Anyway, food for thought. Get on it, Finalmouse. Let's talk about tape. Yeah, this grip tape that came with it, they kind of buried the lead here, folks. This stuff is pretty great. You see how freaking thin that is? Let me show you. It came with 2 sets, and I do not recommend you use your fingernails for this. You have to use a tweezer. Do you see that? You see how thin that is? It's like a freaking rubber. It's so thin. Yeah, Durex could learn some lessons on thinness. You know what I'm saying? It's so thin it doesn't add to the width of the mouse. The grip tape that came with this guy was big, thick, fat, and actually made the mouse feel wider. It was a chunky boy. It was so thick that it had like moldings inside it. It was ribbed for his pleasure. And it was too thick and it sucked. And I don't have them anymore. I threw them out because they sucked. This is much better. It's very tacky. It feels like a tennis racket over grip, if you've ever used that before. Except even thinner. And this makes a huge difference, I found, because I enjoyed the fact that the side of this mouse was solid. It felt good. It felt nice. It felt right. And without the tape, I kind of missed it. I don't like gripping on this cheese grater. On the top of my hand, it's not so bad. I mean, there's a reason why they went ham on this guy, because you really don't make contact with that part of the mouse. Anyway, let's take a look at the insides, shall we? Ooh, look at that. Wowie zowie. Look at that. They got some cutouts. They got some things, some doodads, some micro circuitry. Wow. Crazy. So what are my final thoughts about this mouse? Okay. If you like a lighter mouse, well, this is lighter than everything else for the size by a substantial margin. I don't know how else to say that in a way that won't get me canceled on Twitter, but that's it, folks. It's lighter. Is that better? Well, that's up to you. Do you believe that it takes more effort and time to move something that's more heavy? Are you one of those people that would put the extra weights in your mouse in your Logitech G9? Well, then maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you should get your head checked out. But for a certain kind of people, free thinkers, fucking free thinkers. Okay, let's talk about Finalmouse's branding. Oh, I'm such a free thinker. I think outside the box. Obey. Control. Buy. I'm a free thinker. All right. Okay, Finalmouse. Okay, buddy. Yeah. All that aside, though, they kind of made something nice. Branding and ridiculousness aside. And I kind of like it. I like it because it's lighter. Maybe the small one will be even better. The Logitech G Pro X weighs 80 grams, and then they shrunk that to 60 grams for the Superlight. That was a 25% reduction in weight. That's what I'd call a generational improvement. You felt that. Going from 80 to 60, you felt that. That same 25% you can find going from something like the Viper SE at around 50 grams to about 38 on the ULX. I'm not a mouse reviewer, so don't subscribe to me. I'll never be doing this again. You people are animals. Yeah, feel free to dislike, unsubscribe, unshare. Fill the comments with all sorts of hate. Make sure to get triggered by everything I say. Just make sure that the algorithm knows that you're mad, because the algorithm likes that. You see, it makes it money. You see, we don't understand. We're being controlled by freaking robots. The algorithm, it's like it has its hands in our brain and it's pulling out wires left and right because it knows how to get a reaction out of us. Because then we give it more watch time, we give it more clicks, we give it more money. And you know what? The people who built this shit, they don't even know what's going on. The robots control fucking everything. Everything. We were bred for this, you understand? We used to be a society where the biggest with the biggest stick, he was king. All right? And guess what? We evolved into a species which uses collective shame to embetter the community, to make sure that it's not just one psycho with a giant axe who rules everything, but that we can collectively govern ourselves in small little tribes. Oh man, and it was good. And it worked. And then we had society. Yes! But then you see, we invented these fucking robots. And these fucking robots that take advantage of our brains. They manipulate us. Every time you click and scroll, oh yeah, you wake up angry or you wake up offended on behalf of other people. And we hate because the algorithm has made us into monsters. You see, we didn't used to be like this. We used to be happier. We used to be together. We used to be one big happy family. But now, all we do is hate. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Relax. It didn't used to be this way. Things used to be simple. A man could just make a review for a mouse, and that would be fine, but if it's not firing on all these synapses, if it's not attacking every part of your brain, then it's not good for the algorithm because they need more money. You understand? They don't have enough. They got a lot, yeah, but they'd like some more. They want more. They want your money. And so they've made us into a bunch of dum-dums who just scroll, click, hate. Scroll, click, hate. Scroll, click, hate. Hate, 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 hate. Oh, look at this creek. I'm gonna make it sure everyone knows it on the internet. Anyway, I'm not a mouse reviewer, so please feel free to dislike, unsubscribe, and go fuck yourself. Happy Thanksgiving. Love you. Bye.